But first, a Bay of Plenty family bit bad by the Mustang bug. Thanks to Need a Car, meet the Sperlings.
I probably must give the credit to our mum, because she was the one that really wanted to bring the brothers together. And when I got my Mustang, that was cool. Then Brother Ray got his one. She said, oh, it'd be great if Brian had one. And next minute he just turns up with his car. Within a couple of weeks, we actually understood what Mum was saying, that it actually really brings the family together.
We all grew up around cars. My dad ran an earth moving business. He had a lot of good cars. HT Monaro, two-door GTS.
So while the Sperlings are a family that grew up around a large range of automobiles, it's clear they've narrowed things down a bit of late.
Why the Ford Mustang? Why not? It's a great car.
People just know the Mustang. They're built to go fast, yeah, and look good.
Classic cars like the Mustangs are a perfect way for all of us to get together.
We don't go out to brunch like your normal family. We're always just want to go for a ride, and it's so much cooler, you know, it's something unique to us.
Yeah, being the astute viewers that you are, you would have picked up that the Sperling Mustang addiction is a multi-generational one. For Ray's daughter, Pascal, there was little hope of escape.
If I went to a Corvette, my family would disown me, you know? No, I love them. I love the Fastbacks, I love the sound of them, I love the engines, I love everything about them.
Proud members of the Bay of Plenty Mustang Owners Club, the Sperling family are very visible in the hobby. The 4 Mustangs are all individual and all immaculately presented. They represent much blood, sweat, and at times probably the odd tear.
We do a lot of the work ourselves. This car in particular, I've spent 7 weeks on my back inside the driver's seat rewiring all the loom. I'd like to spend being on my back doing other things, but I've been stuck under the steering wheel of this thing.
I actually dislocated my shoulder once. My shoulder popped back in, put the belt around it and got back on the car because I had a brand new headliner that had already had the glue on and it had to be glued up. So I used one hand and finished the job, and I was pretty happy with myself, and they were really worried about me, but all I was interested in was the lining of my Mustang.
Cars were in the Sperling DNA clearly, but it was Rob's 302 powered 65 that got the Mustang ball rolling.
It was a 20-footer car, black on black, out of California. One of my parents at Tauranga Boys unfortunately drove out of the school car park and sideswiped right along it to miss another vehicle that was in the wrong lane. And I started the journey of totally rebuilding it. So I took it right back to bare metal, engine out. I was very fortunate to have been a teacher for so many years, and a lot of my ex-students are now own their own companies around Tauranga. Yeah, sweet Rob, bring it down here. And I had my students help me with a theme. Blacks and silvers all the way through. There's very few other colours on it. Not so much bling bling on it.
Twin brother Ray decided he quite liked the look of the pony car, locating a 67 Fastback for himself. Running its original 289 and already the recipient of a heap of hours, Ray's gone for a resto mod approach.
Yeah, I was really fortunate that a lot of the panel work had been done on it, and we decided that there were needed a lot more dressing up in the engine bay, a change in gearbox, and adding a little bit of flair on the side and the air vents, etc. And a whole bunch of other things that, gosh, I can't even remember now. It's been hundreds of hours of work on it. But over the last 6 or 7 years, yeah, we've spent a lot of money, but a lot of time, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Many of the hours have been clocked up with daughter Pascal by Ray's side. Not just passing down the love of driving an all-American pony car, but also the skills to repair and maintain one. The reward isn't too shabby either, with Pascal in return putting plenty of miles on Ray's other car, this 66 drop top. Originally a 6, the Mustang now runs an all V8 driveline and does tend to turn heads, especially with a teen behind the wheel.
I'd park it on the street and then I'd go back to it, I've got my wallet, and people would stare at you as if you're breaking it. Ever since I was a kid, you know, driving has just been so much of a passion for me, and when you get a car with a V8 in it, you're never going to lose that. I mean, I'm young as it is. Normal people get into it when they're a bit older, you know, as a hobby, but I think it's going to get pretty bad when I get into my 20s.
Brian is the youngest of the brothers, and with plenty of time spent across the ditch, considers himself more of a Falcon guy at heart. But when faced with this 71, you can forgive him for making a bit of an exception.
These cars here remind me of the Falcons, the XAs, XBs, XCs. Boss Tribute. It's running 351C, Cleveland, built in Cleveland, Ohio, through an FMX gearbox and running 9-inch, 300 ratio, which is tall legs. When you get up on high speed, it'll just keep going. There's no stopping it. I'm the youngest one of the 3 brothers, but I got the biggest engine.
While a family drive makes for something of a small rolling car show in its own right, the Sperlings too are seasoned campaigners in the Mustang show circuit, and they've been pretty successful in that endeavour. Fortunately, to keep family get-togethers nice and civil, the brothers all compete in separate classes. It's more camaraderie than rivalry in this, a horsepower hobby fit for the whole family.
You know, at the end of the day, it's all about family. The car's one thing, but it's the people that's really cool, and I think Mustangs really do that.